You know, when you think of the Academy Awards, you think of films released on the big screen from the big studios. But in the last few years, streaming is quite literally pushing the envelope in the industry and at the Oscars.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the full-time theater experience, where there's popcorn, big screens, and when streamers could never be considered for Oscar go.
Long before the pandemic, a battle royale brewed between Hollywood heavy hitters and tech giants, butting heads over whether streamers should be recognized by the Academy.
Coda!
Hard to believe in 2022 when streaming is poised for an Oscar takeover.
We want to thank Apple TV Plus.
The Power of the Dog. Will Smith.
Troy Kotzer for Coda.
Making up for half of the Academy's Best Picture nominees.
This is a seismic shift in the movie industry. Traditional releases versus streaming. Hollywood was like, streaming's no big deal. The old way is the best way, but then 2020 happened. Hollywood had to adjust. They had absolutely no choice but to start welcoming streamers into the fold much more than they ever had before.
Kenny Lonergan, Manchester by the Sea. Roma!
What was the moment where you realized that the work that you guys were doing was being accepted into this community?
You know, I think with Roma,
Buenas noches, Cleo. Buenas noches,
you're trying to get to that level. You're trying to be a studio that people think of in the same greatness as Warner Brothers and Universal.
Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, everybody all of a sudden has these incredibly expensive, amazingly talented casts. And so they're charging in and winning so many Oscars. And movie studios are scared.
Steven Spielberg reportedly leading the call for Netflix films to be deemed ineligible.
Steven Spielberg initially came out swinging against streaming in an interview with ITV.
Once you commit to a television format, you're a TV movie. You certainly, if it's a good show, deserve an Emmy, but not an Oscar.
But the old guard can hardly avoid the reality.
Today, Amazon said it will acquire legendary film studio Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, known as MGM.
Amazon acquiring MGM for $8.5 billion. And in 2021, even Spielberg closed a deal with Netflix. This year, Netflix leads the pack for the third year in a row with 27 Oscar nominations. Netflix had 24 Oscar nominations in 2020, 36 in 2021, and 27 this year. So much has changed with regards to streamers being accepted universally. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think there's just a lot of art out there for this new generation of storytellers. There's such a chance to find your way to tell your story.
Paul Feig, director of box office hits like Bridesmaids and Spy, agrees. How validating is it to see so many streamers on the list of Oscar nominees this season?
It's fantastic, but if you want to launch new projects and try to do movies that aren't necessarily, I wouldn't say smaller, but that are just not as obvious that a audience en masse is going to flock to, then streaming is the great place to be able to do that.
We discovered a very large comet.
Oh, good for you.
Oscar winners are also moving to streaming, and box office stars like Sandra Bullock, who recently touted streaming to Variety.
You know what? The perk of Netflix is that they let me work, and they let me choose material that never would have made it into the theaters.
Amid the spread of the Delta variant, some studios now delaying some of their most highly anticipated releases.
Then there's the question of the pandemic effect. Worldwide ticket sales in 2019 hit $42.3 billion, but in 2020, it dropped to $11.8 billion. And in 2021, just $21.3 billion.
Warner Brothers shakes up Hollywood, streaming on HBO Max on the same day they debut in theaters.
2020 saw streaming subscribers up 14%, and 72% of consumers watch movies at home and on mobile the following year.
There's going to be a balance from here on out of streaming versus traditional releases.
People have been talking about the death of the movie industry, theaters forever. And it's never going to happen because we want group experiences.
At this exact moment, I say we sit tight and assess.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.